Good morning. Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Talking about the SlamDance Film Festival. It is the film Neptune, directed by Derek Kimball, here to my left, and then starring Jane Ackerman. Welcome to the show. A pleasure to have you guys. How are you this morning?
We're doing great. Thank you.
And you come from Maine.
That's
and
right.
we were just describing the altitude changes here.
Yes.
You guys look and seem like you're doing amazing. So keep it up. Keep it up. It's nice to have you guys here with us.
Thanks for
this
having
film, Neptune, Derek, what is it all about?
Neptune is the story of a young girl played by Jane who's raised on a small island in Maine under the care of a somewhat insular, single-minded priest. And when the sudden disappearance of a classmate forces the main character, Hannah, to kind of reevaluate her worldview, she sort of embarks on a journey to figure out kind of what her own place in the world is.
And she takes a missing boy's job on a lobster boat, which is very different from like her life in the church. So it's kind of this huge shift from like the religious area to the natural world, which is kind of a big thing for her.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jane, how did you meet Derek, and when did you guys decide, okay, I need to cast Jane here for this role?
I met Derek because he contacted me through a casting website. I was listed on in Boston, and I think he thought I was from Boston originally. But turns out we were neighbors. Like, I lived across the street from him, and so I went in for my audition, and I auditioned with, I don't know, a lot of other young actresses, and then I got a call back, and then I got signed, and now
Exciting.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
so great. Yeah, you're all the way here in Park City.
It's amazing.
Tell me about your role and your character, kind of how you got into character to play this. What was your preparation like, Jane?
Sure. I didn't have a lot of preparation just because I had never done a feature film before, and so I didn't quite know what to do. I was kind of thrown into it, and I worked, like, the crew was so nurturing, and it felt so organic because the places we were shooting were like the actual locations where this would be, like in a church or on a boat, and so like it just was a very natural shift into this kind of young, innocent character that has so many views imposed on her, and so it was kind of like starting at a blank slate, which was really powerful because it made the journey easier to feel, I think.
Derek, so you guys shot this in Maine?
That's right. We shot it all in Maine with an all-Maine cast and crew.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow, way to go, Maine.
Yeah,
Wait, how do you say that? Manians? Utahns?
Mainers.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
Is it Mainers?
What
It's
is it
Mainers,
for
yeah.
Utah?
Some people say maniacs, but
Yeah.
I like that one, though.
But,
Ours
yeah.
is like Utahns. But the way you spell it is kind of different.
Like a W?
With it.
With
No,
like-
but that's a good point. That's we share this
Yeah,
this difficulty. But anyway,
Yeah.
along with that, tell me about the crew that worked on this. How big of a crew did you
It
have?
was a really small crew. Maine has a really vibrant, really talented, really dedicated, small film community. And, you know, living in most places in New England, but in Maine as well, it's not a good place to have a film career. You know what I mean? There's just not a lot of the infrastructure that you find.
Way up there.
Yeah, you know, and people don't tend to move to Maine because they want to better their careers. They move there because the quality of life is great. It's a beautiful place. I think a lot of the sort of the old values that people miss in a lot of the parts of the world are still intact there. And so that's true for the crew too. Everybody who's there making films is there because their heart is in it and they're doing what they love. Nobody's there to make a buck. So, you know, we just had the most dedicated people who were just willing to challenge themselves and do great work.
Jane, what did you enjoy most about this process and taking on this role?
Wow, I don't know. I liked all of it just because it was also new to me because I'd never been on a feature film before. The crew, I loved the crew. I loved everyone I worked with. Everyone was just so nice and supportive and so passionate, and just it's incredible how much talent there really is in such a small place. It really made me feel like this is what I want to do.
Wow. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
To have that feeling.
Yeah, to have that epiphany.
This is correct.
This is real. This
and
is
now
great.
you're here in Park City for SlamDance and Sundance. What has your experience been like thus far?
It's been amazing. I saw Daniel Radcliffe on the street yesterday, which was so
I
crazy.
got to interview him.
He was so cool. Oh my god.
We'll talk about the film.
It was
Don't worry.
amazing.
No, that's great.
Derek's like, whatever.
Daniel who?
Daniel Radcliffe.
I was like, oh my god. It's been unbelievable. Everyone is so good looking and clean and wears fur and I don't know. It's incredible.
We don't have them in Maine, you know.
I mean, do you have that in Maine? Yeah, I'm just wondering.
People, it's good.
Well, you guys look pretty nice. You're from Maine, so
Well, I hit up
you are
hair and
good
makeup before I came in here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's why. Okay, they are very helpful. Those ladies.
They're great. We love them.
Well, Derek, tell me what you hope people take away from this film. Or as a filmmaker, I often think, are they trying to tell me something, or just kind of want to give it to me and see what I take from it? What do you think?
I mean, I think the best art asks the audience to meet you halfway. I think that when the audience is forced to work a little bit, they find the investment in the piece rewarding. But if I had to answer your question, I would say that for me, the thing that I am most passionate about with this film is the continued disconnect from our experience in the world, sort of sensorially, you know? And this film is very much about a girl who was raised in very insular circumstances, who kind of learns what it's like to look and smell and hear the world with her own eyes and ears for the first time. And I think it's really important, and I hope that people take this away from the film, that if you're going to be here on Earth, you know, you have to let your own sensory experience be what connects you to the choices that you make and the things that you're passionate about.
Well said. We're going to take a look at a clip right now from the film. Here it is, Neptune. And where and when can we see it?
You can see it today at 10:30 a.m. or at 10 a.m. Excuse me.
That's why she's here.
Yeah, exactly. keep me straight. At the Treasure Mountain Inn, which is right on the main drag there, and it's also playing Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Very good. Well, congratulations on your
you
film.
so
A
much.
pleasure to have you here.
nice to
meet you.
Enjoy your time here in Park City. We'll be right back after this break. Much more happening here on the Mountain Morning Show.